Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing good today. And as I said earlier in the reminder post that I posted an hour ago, this video, it is still talking about how to start your YouTube channel, but in this particular video we are going to discuss how to overcome any types of fears or excuses that you may have when it comes to starting your YouTube channel. Now, I actually think it may be smarter. Oh wait, shoot! Sorry, I forgot to start my timer. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I actually think it may be smarter if maybe I like talk. Excuse me, for maybe about like 5 minutes or so to give. I didn't even think about that, to give people a time to see that this video is live so that they can come in and then I can start discussing. But at the moment, I'd like to say hello to Dominic Kitty Gaia, Michael Tregot, and Josue Macias. Hey guys, glad you can make it. Give me 1 second. It's gonna be like a real quick second. I'm just gonna grab my water bottle. I forgot to. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I forgot to grab this before I started. But yeah, I really did okay. Well, maybe not 5 minutes, because I don't know if I can shoot the breeze for just 5 straight minutes. Maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know. We'll see how far that goes. Because I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, oh shoot, it's only been like 45 seconds. Dominic, will you ask me how my day's going? It's going pretty good, you know. Actually, I've been procrastinating heavily today. I've had a few responsibilities I've needed to take care of, but it took me forever to finally get around to getting up to do it. But hey, it was a late start, but hey, I'm here. But yeah, I guess I could go over just a little bit of stuff with the topic before, you know, we actually get into it. But this whole little, I don't really know what to call it, but just this little short series of me telling you things as to how to boost your YouTube channel. I mean, not to boost your YouTube channel, to start your YouTube channel. I really wanted to do this because, like I said, it's weird because I never really thought that this would kind of sort of happen to me, but I always met a lot of people who kept telling me that they couldn't start their YouTube channel for X and Y and Z reasons, you know? And it was kind of weird because a lot of the reasons were starting to sound similar. It's like, I don't know, like say like, you know, 3 people said they wish they could start a YouTube channel, but, and then each person says like the same 1 of 5 reasons. Like it was ridiculous. Dominic, you said that me going live has brightened your day. Thanks, man. And Josue, you said you ate 18 bags of Skittles today. Don't do that. You will definitely eat yourself sick. Take it from a sugar junkie like myself. Well, all right. I think we can start now. It's been like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's going on like 3 minutes ish. But yeah, okay. So as I said, I want to talk about how you can overcome whatever is holding you back from starting your YouTube channel. The first thing that I want to go over is to figure out what's holding you back. All right, because like I said, sometimes people don't actually know the exact reasons as to why they don't want to. You know, they say they don't want to do a YouTube channel. It may be floating around, you know, their head for a little bit, but they don't actually get around to doing it. You know, so the main thing that I guess to start, this may help you. You may not have to do this, but I would recommend actually sitting down and just making a quick little list. Whether it's you're writing it down or you're just typing it up on your phone, I just feel like it's important to visually see the things that you're telling yourself as to why you can't do it. All right. Some of the excuses that I've heard is I don't have the right equipment, I don't have the right the lighting isn't right, I don't have the money to do, I don't have the money for something, whether it's to buy something or to pay for something, or you know, whatever it is. But I think it's important that you figure out, why aren't you doing this? When you know deep down, even if it's just a little bit, there's something in you that thinks it would be cool to start a YouTube channel. All right. I guess I could take like maybe like periodic breaks, maybe like every like 5 minutes or so to read some of the comments that you guys said, so I don't get too derailed. But I'll just read just some of the stuff that you guys said, and then I'll like, you know, I'll just keep talking for the next 5 minutes. Dominic Kitty Guy, you said I always make you laugh. Thanks, man. And Josue, you said you don't start YouTube because you feel like making awesome vids and then you don't get the attention they deserve. Okay, actually, we're gonna talk about that. I'll actually say that a second time, just, you know, so for all of you can hear it. Josue just said that he doesn't want to start a YouTube channel because he feels like he's making awesome videos, but they're not getting attention. That is actually something that we can go over. Alright, so yeah, alright, so now I'll talk for a few minutes and then I can go back to reading comments. But, alright, so, now, I'm gonna tell you this. There's only just one thing that you actually, well, technically two, but I'll just say one actual thing that you need to start your YouTube channel. And that is something to record yourself with. Notice how I didn't say camera, because there's actually other ways that you can record, because I'll be honest, like I said, I don't actually have, I do not own a real, like, camera. The only cameras that I guess you could say I have access to is my phone and the webcam that already comes equipped on my laptop. And I guess a webcam, a webcam that I got, but that was for something else. But the only real thing that you need to start a YouTube channel is just something that you can use to record yourself. You really don't need anything else. You really, really don't need anything else. Okay, it's like I don't know, like as an example, if you want to make a banana pudding, the only real thing that you need is bananas. Okay, I don't know that for certain because I don't, but you get the point. You know, the main ingredient that you need to make YouTube videos, it's just something to record yourself with, because, you know, YouTube is a video platform. You need something to record videos and then you put it on, you know, the platform. So, any other excuse as to why that you can't do YouTube is, it's pointless. I'm sorry, it is. Like, I'm trying to be straightforward with you, and I'm basically using this video to talk you out of it. Okay, now there's only so much I can do. If you still decide that you don't want to do YouTube for X, Y, and Z reasons, there's nothing else I can do about that. Like, that's a personal decision that you've made for yourself. I'm just here to tell you I'm basically here to tell you all the reasons why you can. All right. But the other thing that I want to talk about is depending on what it is that you want to do, you may need other very specific equipment. Like, for me, example, when I first started doing Let's Play videos, I learned that another like main piece of equipment that I needed was a capture card. Or, well, you technically don't even really need a capture card. Well, basically just something to capture your games. So that could be like an actual capture card that you buy, like a physical one that you buy, or it could be something that you download, like OBS or Fraps, or just, you know, any other type of software online, which are free, by the way. But yeah, like after you just figure out what it is that you want to do, just figure out the pieces of equipment that you definitely, absolutely need. Okay, because like I said, depending on what it is that you want to do, you know, like I said, like you just may need something really specific, but that's something that you have to do on your own. But also, another thing that I want to talk about is, say you do have a reason as to why you do YouTube. Say your reason is, oh, well, I don't have a camera. I don't have a camera of any kind. Well, you have two options. Either one, you let that be the reason as to why you just don't do YouTube, or you put your brain on figuring out a solution to that problem. I just remembered one thing. Oh yeah, maybe I can. Okay, I'll write it down just in case, because I don't want to forget it. I don't know if I'll get to it, but just in case, I will. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, I just wrote that little note down. I'll probably, you know, get to it later in the video. But yeah, so if you are a person who wants to do YouTube but you do not have a camera, that is what's called an obstacle, okay? That is just something that you just have to get over if you want to do what it is that you want to do. Luckily, there are many solutions to just getting a camera. Like I said, if you do not have a real camera, you can use a camera on your phone. You can use a camera, like a web camera, on your laptop or your computer, or just, any of that. And if you don't have any of those things, then you can raise up money to buy a camera, And like I said, that's actually a lot easier than people think, You can either, get a job and try to raise up money. If you do not have a job, you can just, acquire. I'm sorry, if you already have a job and you're saying, oh, you can't save up enough money, to buy, a camera, a little trick that I learned with money is that you can just take out 10% of everything that you earn, and gradually you will be able to rack up, enough money. So, I don't know, for whatever reason, if your paycheck is like $500, 10% of that I think is like $50. So, say the camera you want to buy is like $150, that'll just take 3 paychecks and then you're straight, problem solved. But like I said, it's completely dependent on, do you want to solve this problem? Because like I said, there are solutions to your problem, but it really just comes down to it where, do you want to solve it? Or do you just want this to be the reason as to why you're not doing the thing that you want to do, which in this case would be YouTube. So yeah, you definitely want to focus your energy on how you can overcome your problems, alright? Another thing that I want to talk about is, oftentimes, you may be thinking of all the reasons as to why you may not be good enough for YouTube. It could be, I don't know, basically you could be thinking of reasons as to why you're not good enough, or like I stated earlier, as to reasons as to why you can't do it. You'd be surprised just how much time and energy can get spent on that specifically. If just a fraction of that brain power got used on thinking of all the reasons as to why you can be successful, instead of thinking of all the reasons why you can't, you'd be surprised as to how far you'd be able to go. Okay, that is, that's very important, because, like I said, just to think, like I said, I'll probably keep saying this, but I just think back as to reasons as to why, people say that they couldn't do it. They say that, oh, well, I'm not good enough, or, nobody knows me, so nobody will want to watch, or, I don't have the time. I don't know, it's always, I can't, I won't, and blah, 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 blah. All of that is just, it's just this script that you've written for yourself in your own head telling you as to why you can't do it or you're not good enough. And that's not doing you any favors. The only thing that it's doing is just preventing you from doing this thing that you want to do. Now, actually, I think I can get into the thing that I wrote down just a minute ago. Give me 1 second. I got one thing wrong. I'm just changing the word. Alright, yeah, there we go. Okay. There are about 3 different reasons as to why somebody will not do what it is that they want to do. They are roadblocks, fears, and considerations. I will go over all 3. A roadblock is a real world obstacle. A common example, like I said earlier, is you don't have a camera. Or you don't have enough money to do something. That's an actual real world thing that needs to be solved before you can do what it is that you want to do. The thing is, with a roadblock, a real life obstacle, like any obstacle, you just overcome it somehow. You can either go over it, under it, through it, around it. There are many different ways that you can get around your obstacle. You just have to put your brain on the many different ways that you can overcome it. But as I said before, that is completely up to you. Okay, no one's gonna do that. Only you can, because this is something that you want to do, for yourself. A fear, as we kind of already commonly know, is more of an emotional reason as to why you can't do something. It could be, like I said, I'm scared. Or, I don't think that my videos are good enough, or I don't think that people will want to watch them, and all that other stuff. Those tend to go into the emotional reasons as to why you can't do something, you know? And with a fear, the main way to, this is gonna sound really ironic, the main way to overcome a fear is just to do it anyway. Because what a fear is, it's just thinking of this imaginary worst case scenario. That's basically what it is. It's your brain just coming up with these scenarios as to everything that can go wrong going wrong. You know, it's like, oh, well, you know, my video will have terrible quality, nobody's gonna wanna be watching it, it's gonna have 0 views, or, you know, or the people who do watch it just say it's terrible and all that other stuff. All of that is fear. All of that stuff is just making you scared, it's making you panic, and it's making you paranoid. And that has absolutely no constructive value whatsoever. Okay? You have to just do it anyway, because by actually doing it, that is eliminating those imaginary scenarios. Because oftentimes the imagination is a lot stronger than the real world. You know, that's why when we imagine something happening, it feels awful. It feels like, oh my gosh, if this was to happen in real life, you know, I wouldn't make it through that. But oftentimes, if you did go through it in real life, you'd be just fine. You know, so it's like fears are just these fantasies. You know, that's all they are. They are just, wait a minute. I remember there was an abbreviation for fear. I don't remember specifically what it was, though. Like, if you took each letter, like F-E-A-R, I forget what it was. It was like, I think it was fantastic events appearing real, or something like that. I think that's what the F-E-A-R stood for. And, you know, that's basically what it is. It's what I just said. It's you imagining these terrible things, buildings blowing up, it's the Armageddon and whatnot, and it's appearing real. But if you were to realign yourself to, you know, real life, it's like, well, I don't know, I'm looking out the window right now. It's a little cloudy. I don't see any explosions or anything else going on. It's just your imagination. And it's up to you to, get a hold of that. You know, if you allow your imagination to just run wild, it's gonna think of every horrible thing that you can do, if you can think of. The way that I like to imagine it, I like to say it's kind of like your Lego block building. You ever seen those little videos where they do like those speed time lapses of somebody building something? And I just imagine Legos where they do like the little speed thing. It's like that. I feel like that's what happens when your imagination is running out of control when you're thinking about something bad. It's like without you controlling it, in like a millisecond, you've built like 3 different Armageddon scenarios as to something going wrong. You know, you can very easily do that with the opposite, where you can think of 3 magnificent scenarios that could go off, but that takes training. That's something that you have to do, because like I said, it's all emotional. There's no logic to it. It's just, like I said, a lot of the times the things that we fear may not even make any sense, or the odds of it happening are so low, but they seem so real to us. So it's up to you to get a hold of that. You know, like I say, it's all raw emotion. It doesn't make sense most of the time. It's just stuff that we're scared of. But if you actually did the thing that you were scared of, that's the real life proof that, yo, everything that I imagined did not happen. And even if it does happen, or at least some of it happens, you're still okay. You're still here. You didn't crumble or evaporate or explode like you thought that you would. You are still fine. You are still okay. You know, that is what's most important. Okay, I guess I could take some time to read a couple of the comments that you guys have left. Yeah, Dominic, you said you mainly only use YouTube channel to save videos you like in a playlist from other YouTube channel videos. Yeah, you can do that. So you don't even have to become a YouTuber if you don't want. You can just use YouTube. You can just use YouTube to archive the stuff, you know, that you like to watch on YouTube. Josue, you said you actually like to talk. You said, Julian, I actually talk to you in general. What is something I should do YouTube vids on? I said that in my last video, so if you want, that is available on YouTube, or you can just go here. Honestly, if you just want to do a video that you know, just pick something that you care about, something that, you know, it means something to you. You know, I go into in depth with that, you know, in the previous video. Let's see. And Dominic, you said you used to build awesome things out of Legos. I didn't really build things out of Legos, but my sister did, and I would play with her a little bit. But yeah, so, okay, and to go into the third and final thing, because like I said, there's roadblocks, real life obstacles, fear, which is emotional reasons and traumas and you know, fantastic scenarios, and the last one is considerations. Now, this one may be a little bit tricky, but what a consideration is, those are basically the logical thoughts and reasons as to why you can't do something. So like I said, fear, it's all emotional. Considerations, they're all logical. Roadblocks, they are, you know, real physical life. With considerations, that can be tricky because when you say them, they sound like a very sound, logical reason as to why you shouldn't do something. So, for an example, if, like I said, if you want to do, like I said, like, since, you know, the topic is YouTube, consideration for that is, well, okay, actually, let me think about this, because sometimes it can be interchangeable. Sometimes the same thing could appear to be a roadblock, a fear, and a consideration. But, okay, here's an example. Say, okay, this may not be specifically with YouTube, but with a consideration, maybe you are a parent, okay? And you say, well, I want to make some time for, you know, my YouTube videos, but somehow by doing so, I'll lose time with my kids, or something like that. Or I won't have time for just other things that I want to do. You know, that sounds like a very logical reason as to why, you know, you can't do something. Oh, here's another thing that actually goes specifically within YouTube. Because actually, now that I think about it, this is something that I was doing. I was basically using statistics and analytics to give reasons as to why I would not do well on YouTube. One of the things that I did, I said, and I think I said this in the other video, I said that there are millions, maybe even billions, I don't know, of people on this platform, on YouTube. People are making content every single day. Why on earth would anybody want to pick this one person, me, out of millions of other better, more experienced choices? So if you wanted to do the logistics of that, you can just do 1 out of a million. I don't know what that number would be, but I was using that statistic to give me the actual data as to why I would not do good on YouTube. You know, like I said, considerations, they could be quite scary, honestly, if you spend a lot of time thinking of those. Because like I said, that's you attempting to use real world data as to say, these are the reasons, this is the actual statistical data why you suck. You know, or like, this is the data why you're gonna lose. You know, and that can be scary because now you feel like, oh wow, now there's definitely no way that I could do this, you know, if the data says I can't, you know, but no. Considerations, like I said, they're the logical reasons as to why you can't do something, but I am going to tell you how you can get over considerations as well. Let me tell you something. Most times, considerations pale in comparison to what's actually possible in real life. You can think of all the scenarios throughout the world where there was a 1 in a million something chance of something happening, but it did anyway. It could be getting struck by lightning. It could be winning the lottery. It could be overcoming a disease that nobody's ever overcome before. It could be, I don't know, being at the right place at the right time, you know, or meeting the right person. You know, there is tons and tons and tons and tons of reasons as to why the impossible happens anyway. As a matter of fact, okay, this may sound a little bit strange, but bear with me. Statistically speaking, there is an unbelievable low chance that you could have been born. Because I heard this somewhere. This is gonna go into some health class stuff, but as most of us already know, you know, when you are being born, it's a sperm cell and, you know, an egg. And, you know, when the sperm goes into the egg, bam, you get a baby. When I was in health class, I learned that a male can produce millions, literally millions upon millions of different sperm cells. So basically, and I believe each individual sperm cell would have been a different possible person being born. So I guess you could technically say those are your millions and millions and millions of different potential siblings. Out of all of those millions of sperm cells, you were the one that made it. You were the one that was able to be born and walk upon this earth and move and dance and talk and all this other stuff and be amongst the world of the living. Out of all of those potential, out of the statistics that you can say that was against you being born, you did it. I don't even know what the statistics of that, the extremely low chance of you getting born, but it happened anyway. That's a perfect example that everybody literally walking on this earth has been able to overcome. You were born, okay? Things that happen in real life can be inconsistent with analyzing data and all of that, you know? Like I said, there are tons of different scenarios. Like I said, I already said this, but like I said, that you can think of something that never should have happened, something that was extremely unlikely, that was deemed impossible, but it happened anyway. You know, that, in my opinion, is what's important. You focus on the possibility. So, roadblocks, fears, and considerations. Roadblocks, real life obstacles. The way you overcome that is to put your brain on the many different solutions as to how you can overcome that. Fears, those are the emotional reasons as to why you're not doing something. The way to overcome that is to just do it anyway and realize that, yo, this wasn't as scary as I thought it was. You know? That's, like I said, it's just like when you were a kid and, you know, I don't know, you heard stories of the boogeyman and say you have to sleep with the lights on, and that one night you slept with the lights off, oh snap, you're fine. I don't know, just a little example. And considerations, there are the logical reasons as to why you can't do something. Focus on what's possible. Focus on the possibility. To be specific, focus on what it is that you actually want. Forget who thinks how logical or how likely it is. You want it. You want it. You know, you want it, so you're gonna get it. You don't care what, you know, how unlikely or what the statistics are, you know, or whatever. You want it, so you're going to get it. You know, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says. You, as a human being, have the power to transcend possibility. You have the power to cut through anything, because that's what it means to be a human being. We can do whatever the heck we want, you know, and that, I believe, is extremely, extremely important, you know. And the last thing that I have on my list, we only got like a few minutes left in this, but the last thing I have on my list is just believe in yourself. Like really, like, I feel like when it really comes down to it, with all the fears and all the excuses and all the roadblocks and all the considerations as to why you can't do something, it's just because you don't think you can do it. You feel like that there is something missing inside of you. Either, like I said, you're not smart enough, you don't know enough, you aren't good enough, whatever the reasons, you feel like that there's something in you that is lacking. And I am telling you, there isn't. You have everything that you need in order to succeed already inside of you. Alright? I'm sorry, I Dominic, you said, as Naruto would say, believe it. Yes! Exactly! Believe it! Like, honestly, because like I said, that's what it comes to. Like I said, I think I said this in the last video, the number one reason I believe that why a lot of things don't happen is because you don't think that they can, so you don't start. You know, that, and I think it's important that you just believe that you could actually do this thing that you said that you want to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that is a lot easier said than done. I know to say that you can do it and then to actually be there trying to do it, very different sensations. I understand, I've been there, I am there, you know. Heck, to give an example as to how I am there right now, like I said, I guess you could say it's just me growing my YouTube channel right now. I said in the last video that right now I have over 1,400 subscribers, yet I'm only averaging like 20 views per video, you know? That's something that I'm trying to overcome. Of course, just saying to myself, oh, I can do it, you know, that's easy in the moment, but when I'm actually sitting there thinking like, okay, how the heck am I going to do this? You know, it's different, but what's important is that you maintain the belief in yourself and know that no matter how hard or how difficult or how challenging something seems to be, you can still do it. Another example, just really quick, I think I like giving examples because it helps people to kind of like, I guess, link it to link it to your own life. For those of you who do not know, currently at the moment, I'm trying to move to LA right now. I've never moved before. It's a lot of things that I've never tackled before, you know? And I'm trying to do it, you know, like I said, it's easy just to say, okay, I can do it, I can move, but, you know, for somebody like me who's never moved before, who's never lived on his own before, there's a lot of new challenges that I'm taking on, you know, but I have to keep believing that I can do it, otherwise I won't be able to. The same thing goes for you. There may be something in your life that you want to do that you want to believe that you can, but you have roadblocks, fears, and considerations giving you all the million different reasons as to why you can't. No. My answer to that is no. You have to be in your own corner. You have to be your best friend. You have to be your own motivator. You have to be your own coach. Saying, you just like look at yourself like in the mirror and just say your name. Like if I looked at me and just be like, Julian, I know you're scared. I know you don't think you can do it, but you can. You know, you have to just say your name to yourself and just really tell yourself, you can do this. Even if you don't entirely believe it at the moment, because you don't have to, what's important is that you just said it. And Jordan Cooper, I see what you said. You said your mind is your own limit and your largest constrictor. Yes, it can. And it can also be your greatest asset that you could ever have. The brain and the mind is capable of a million different things, but it's up to you to control it. So that is basically what it's about. You know, that is how those are the tips that I can give you as to how to overcome any fears, excuses, roadblocks, or considerations that you might have. And I see, just to read the last couple of comments, Dominic, you said anime characters are the people who helped me get inspiration to become a better person. Dude, I'm actually kind of more or less the same way. As I said, that's why, that is actually the reason, like I said, for those of you who don't know, that's actually one of the reasons as to why I want to move to LA. I want to become a scriptwriter. I want to create my own television shows that are modeled after anime because I really do like anime. But that's off topic, but this is the end of the video anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright, but yes, I hope that I said something that can help you guys out. I'm rooting for you. Like I said, I know that you can do it. Like I said, just think of all the different stories as to somebody who you know, or somebody who you don't know, somebody who you just heard of, who overcame the odds and, you know, and did something that was considered impossible. You know, if they can do it, you can too. There isn't a reason as to why, you know, they did it, but I can't. There's no reason to say that. Everything that you need to succeed is already inside of you. Alright? So, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like my Facebook page so that way you'll be able to follow me on all the stuff that I post. You'll know when I'm going live, and you will be able to know when I do go live, because like I said, I set off reminders an hour before. That will let you know when I am, you know, doing this. Alright, so, thank you guys. Oh yeah, and of course when it's a live video, as you already saw, you can talk to me directly and we can powwow. Alright, so, thank you guys. Oh, yeah, and there'll be a link in the description. There's a link in the description here on Facebook and a link in the description in YouTube. Alright, so, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you in the next one. See ya.